Yeah. Shalom. Om Agana Timirandasya Janandana Shalakaya Chaksuramilitanyena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manobhistam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamaya Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sajajatam Sahagana Raghunatam Vitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahita Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakan Vitam Scha Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prestaya Bhutale Shrimati Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namani Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvisesha Sunnivari Paschatya Deshatane Panchakalpa Chuviyascha Kripa Sindhudevcha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namah Namo Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prestaya Bhutale Shrimati Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Namani Madhu Jojala, Premaja, Shri Rupa Nuga Bhaktida, Shri Goda Karuna Shakti Vigrahaya Namostate. Namo Varsha Vandavi Devi Dayataya Kripabdaye, Krishna Sambandha Vigyana Dayane Prabhave Namaha. Namaste Gauravani, Shri Murtaye Dinatadane, Shri Rupa Nuga Viruda Appasiddhanta Dvanta Harane. Namo Gaurakishwaraya Satchivaradi Murtaye Vipralambara Zambode Padambujayate Namaha. Namo Gaurakishwaraya Satchivaradi Murtaye Vipralambara Zambode Padambujayate Namaha. Gauravirbhave Bhume Stram Nirdeshta Sajjana Priya Vaishnava Sarvabhauma Jagannatayate Namaha. Namo Mahavadhanaya Krishna Prema Pradayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namani Gora Trishe Namaha. Vanchatatmakam Krishna Bhakta Rupa Sarupakam Bhaktavataram Bhaktakyam Namami Bhakti Shaktikam. Hey Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagatpate Gopisha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostate Tapta Kanchana Gaurange Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Jayatam Sudatopangor Mama Mandamate Aditi Matsarva Sipadambojo Shri Radha Madana Mohano Divyad Kalpa Drumada Shiman Ratnagara Singhasana Soshi Shri Radha Shila Govinda Devo Grace Dalivi Sevyamano Smarami Shiman Rasadasaram Bivam Sivata Tatastita Karshan Venu Sanagopi Gopinath Shrestunaha Tapta Kanchana Gaurange Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Mukam Karoti Vachalam Pangam Langdaya Tegarim Tat Kripa Tamaham Bande Shri Gurundina Tarine. By the mercy of Lord Chaitanya, a blind man can see stars in the sky, a foolish man can speak eloquently, and a lame man can climb mountains. And anybody can distribute books, because it's by the mercy of Lord Chaitanya. Our Bhakti Yoga is by the mercy of the Lord. And when we make an effort to please the Lord, we get the mercy, and we can take the mercy. So we know that anywhere you read, you'll find Prabhupada saying how book distribution is very important. We can't estimate the value for our personal growth. We need the books, we have to read them. For other people to really get trained up, they have to read them. For people to know we're really a bona fide, with philosophy and everything, we need the books. I'm just going to read one little thing. Prabhupada wrote a letter. This was written quite a long time ago, 1969. To the neophyte devotee, we should issue instruction that there are 4 stages of understanding the Absolute Truth. First stage is re-establishing our relationship with Krishna. That's the first stage. Sambandha, Radha Madan Mohan. The second stage is after understanding our relationship with Krishna to perform devotional service under proper guidance. Abhideya, Radha Govinda. That's what we're doing, hopefully. And we're trying to help people establish a relationship with Krishna. The third stage is acquisition of the desired object. That's Krishna. And love of Krishna. The fourth stage is establishing a nectarine perfectional love. Nectarine perfectional love. Radha Krishna Leela belongs in the fourth stage of understanding. We are publishing Back to Godhead for people in general to re-establish their forgotten relationship with Krishna. So we should remember this. And we should, from Ishopanishad, Bhagavad Gita, and Bhagavatam, they should try to write how our relationship is revoked from this stage of forgetfulness. They should write articles like Krishna the Omnipotent, how God can be realized as all-pervasive, the original source of everything, transcendental process of hearing, how one gets out of the clutches of Maya, prayers by Arjuna, prayers by Kunti, prayers by Bhishma Dev. They should understand Krishna so first in so many ways as described in the Bhagavatam. So that's what we're doing. We want to understand, and Krishna is giving us a lot of mercy. Not just something that I'm thinking this may sound a little strange, but today is a disappearance day of Vamsidas Babaji. Maybe you've heard of him. There's a book about his life from Kavicandra Swami. He was a Babaji around the time of Srila Bhakti Siddhanta. He was a very Babaji. He was very wild looking. He hardly wore any clothes. Very long hair and beard. And he was, really a Babaji. Bhakti Siddhanta certified him as a really bona fide Babaji. He would send his disciples to get the remnants of his prasad to serve to the devotees. He carried his deity around in his arms, talked to his deity all the time in Bengali language. He behaved in a completely extraordinary way. Thank you. He would never lock up his tent. If something got stolen, he'd just say, "What can I do?" One time, I think Lord Nityananda's pot got stolen, so he didn't cook for him. He would eat offer raw eggplant. He would make offerings at midnight. If he got sick and had a cold or something, he would eat yogurt, do all the opposite things you're supposed to do. But he was totally bona fide to be always thinking of Krishna. So I was thinking like that. Sometimes people look at devotees, even though just because we shave head or we put tilak, they see us something like that, and they were chanting Hare Krishna and dancing in the street, running around trying to give people books. So people might think we're crazy. We might think it's crazy, but it is. But it's the bona fide way to connect with Lord Chaitanya, with Panchatattva, especially Lord Nityananda, who's daily going door to door distributing the holy name, but telling people to study Bhagavad Gita. Bhaja Krishna, Bolo Krishna, Koro Krishna, Shiksha, take instruction from Krishna. That means he's telling people, read Bhagavad Gita, take it and follow it. So we want to set the example, we're following it. Krishna told Arjuna, you declare it boldly, that my devotee will never perish. So I take it, he's saying, some say, well, Krishna is saying Arjuna should say it because people don't believe Krishna. If Arjuna tells them, they know he's honest. But also it's a message. You preach. Get out and declare it boldly. Don't be afraid. Abhaya, Charanadavinda, the lotus feet of the books. So I'm really glad to hear that devotees are planning, I suggested this. I know in the Soho temple they were a little bit down at one point many years ago, and they just put all stress on book distribution. They started having 4 or 5 marathons a year, December marathon, and they had a Gorpadima marathon, and a Nishringa marathon, and a Janmastami marathon, some other one along the way. And that way they rose up like anything, and the temple got, no financial problems, everybody was happy, and more people, of course, come to the temple because they're getting books and they're knowing something about Krishna. So in all ways it's beneficial for everybody. It's not only, for the saving the fallen souls, because we're fallen souls also, so it's saving us. It's described in the Chaitanya Charitamrita that preaching, the devotees of the Sankirtan movement is a very intimate service. Very intimate to be able to just go with Krishna, because the book is Krishna, and introducing people to Krishna. People are bewildered, they're lost, they're, in all different states of consciousness. But everyone can appreciate meeting a very happy, blissful person. So I'm glad to hear, I'm very happy to hear. I wish I could be there, but probably many temples are doing something like this at this time, up until Krishna's appearance day. It's a way to really celebrate the Janmastami, really get connected, really think of Krishna all the time. So we're just praying that as many devotees as possible will participate. Many doing a little becomes very big. You don't want to depend on just 1 or 2 people or 3 or 4 devotees that do regular Sankirtan, but we want everybody to get the mercy, and with all the devotees to be able to take part in this ecstatic opportunity. It's not very difficult. I can say a little bit. I know that we were in Greece, one Mataji, she's a very simple girl, country girl, and she was doing books, and some very sophisticated book distributors for America had all their lines, their tricky lines, and they were trying to teach her. She couldn't do it. And so I told her, you don't have to do that, you were so sincere. And just tell people, I really like this book. I like this book. I think you will like it. I think you will enjoy this. So that day she went out, she came back and said, wow, today everybody was taking the book. Because she was just, nobody can argue with that. My god sister Mohanasini, if you want to get enlivened, you can connect with her Facebook. She's my age, not the best and most healthy person, but every Friday, Saturday, Sunday, I think she goes out. She's in New Orleans, so it's a big tourist place. And she distributes about 120 Bhagavad Gitas every weekend. Small ones, a few big ones, 20 Bhagavatam, 20, 30 cookbooks, a couple hundred books every weekend, 3 days. And she says she just tells people, this is my favorite book. And she said, it is my favorite book, so, that works really good. And she met a woman last week that said, oh, I love it when people tell me this is their favorite book and they want me to read it, So that's the idea. We read the book, we like the book, and automatically we get, feel like somebody else should read it. If I can benefit from it, then anybody can. I'm not a special person. So, this is very, very auspicious for the Holy Land of Israel. And more people know Hare Krishna, more and more people are appreciating. And so the more devotees go out. So say, how many go out, but even if you can only do 1 book a day or 1 book a week, it all goes into the total. And Krishna is not concerned, who does the most books. We don't want to be too attached that we have to have a big result, or our small result doesn't count. because the results are not exactly counted only in money and books. Uh, Krishna knows the effort, Krishna knows how much time we have, what other things we have to do. So whatever you do counts. You know, everything adds up, everything anybody does inspires others. See, oh yeah, so, you know, we get the reports every day. Hopefully somebody will organize that make a WhatsApp group or something where everybody sends in their scores every day. You know, that's one way easy to keep track of the scores now. And everybody gives a little nectar, you know, of somebody they met, or, you know, their realizations, or, you know, their struggles, or whatever it is. But this way everybody, it gets united in a very great way. You know, so tonight, I'll see what happens in my sleep pattern, but your meeting's going to start for me. It'll be 11:30 at night, so sometimes I wake up at that time. So if I remember, I'll call at that time. But this way, at least, you know, we have something. And thank everybody. We've got dedicated book distributors there. Bhakti Shastra is there. She is not physically capable at the moment, but I'm sure she's a great inspiration. And her story is a great inspiration. She was not a natural. She was shy. But she just tried and suddenly got empowered. And, you know, distribute so many books. When she was in Mayapur at the Shantipur festival, local devotees are saying that this Shantipur is a terrible place, you can't distribute books here. And she distributed many books. And everybody got inspired. It doesn't depend on anybody's, you know, fast talking or anything else. It just depends on trying. Krishna only sees our effort. So if we concentrate on the effort, one by one, just like we should be concentrating on our japa, one by one mantra, another one, and the kirtan, whatever we're doing. So one book at a time, then another one. Don't worry. Focus your attention. And it's also a time when, you know, we get usually marathon time, everybody gets more inspired for sadhana, because some things we can do, even if we're in weak consciousness, we can still cook, may not be as good cooking, we can still cut vegetables, we can still turn on the stove, we can practically do it in our sleep. But book distribution, we have to be strong, so that the principles that are given by our Vaisheshika Prabhu is, first thing is good sadhana, strong sadhana, chant the holy name attentively. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Read at least one chapter of Bhagavad Gita in Russian. Do that, you know, sometime during the day, even if you don't do it all at once. But, you know, if you get tired, if you're trying to, you know, read something for some time. And get books, strong sadhana, get books. And then go out. Get your feet on the ground, you know, and organize. So not everybody has to organize. Somebody will organize. And have a big country and many cities, many places. People are waiting. So, and we haven't been up there to the Jews lately. Might be good to hit that part of the country again. We still have a lot of those language books. So let's do that. Make the WeChat group. Get everybody in on it. Even if you're not going out, you get enlivened to see what the others are doing. And everybody can do something. If you cook for the devotees, if you drive, if you know, deliver some books, anything we do to help. It's just get into consciousness that, you know, this is what we're doing for Krishna, to really honor Krishna's Janmastami. We want to make him more popular, more famous. And we also have Balaram's appearance day and during that time. And today Vamsidas Babaji, you can pray to him for renunciation, for a detached spirit. You know, he definitely was the most detached. and okay, that's it. I can't think of much else. Of course, we can repeat over and over again. That's basically what life is all about. Read Bhagavatam, anywhere. And if you maybe read the chapter, Narada Muni's instruction to Vasudev, where he talks about the glories of the books and preaching and the importance of preaching, but it's throughout the Bhagavatam. Practically every purport is mentioned. Maybe not exactly book distribution, but spreading the news, spreading Krishna consciousness, telling other people about Krishna. So I'll leave you with that. Shalom. Just a minute. See if I can pronounce this. I want to try to say all glories to the assembled devotees. I haven't practiced it in Russian. Oh, it disappeared. I had it here in Russian. Now I only have Chinese. All right, so anyway, you all know the devotees are glorious, and more chanting parties also. That's part of a marathon. Purifying the place, purifying the whole area, so the book distributors have a more purified atmosphere to do. And if you're taxi drivers, learn from Chaitanya, Maharaj Chaitanya. Keeps a Bhagavad Gita on his dashboard, and many times people ask him, what's that book? Sometimes he just hands them the book right off, but just says, here, look at this. And he starts preaching, but some people just see that big book sitting up there and they ask him what it is. So, you know what I mean? So every taxi driver, you can do that. You don't have to be pushy, but you'll probably get into it. Krishna will help you. And everybody else, keep them around. And keep one with you all the time, just in case you meet a nice person, wherever you are. Jai. Transcendental Book Distribution Ki Jai. Shri Krishna Janmastami Ki Jai. Israel Bhakta Ki Jai. Gaur Premanandi Hari Hari Bol.